A very good morning to all my dear students. Students, in the previous tutorial we have studied about the trading companies which came in India to have a trade with India, to have a profitable trade with India. So we have studied about the Portuguese in India. Now Dutch and French, these are also the companies which came to India. But now today we will cover the East India Company who came to India and which played a very important role in India. So that we are going to study the East India Company in India. So proceed to our chapter. Students, now we will study about the East India Company in India. Sir Francis Drake's voyage of the British ship around the world in 1580 AD and the defeat of the Spanish Armada by the British in 1588 AD made England the foremost naval power in the world. Okay, so how England became the naval power in the world, the foremost? It happened when this Francis Drake's he defeated the Spanish Armada. What is Spanish Armada? Spanish Armada here means a fleet of ships. It was a large naval fleet of ships and sent by Spain. This Spanish Armada means 130 ships are there, and it was sent by Spain to invade England. But in this, what happened? England defeated the Spanish and it became the foremost naval power in the world. Naval power here means a nation's entire military organization for sea warfare. Yes, when there is a warfare in the sea, then it is a naval power, a nation's entire military organization. When the military organization, it is standing for the sea warfare, that is called the naval power. The British merchants were also influenced by highly profitable trade of different countries with India. At this stage, they established their colonies in the east. So British merchants, they were also influenced with the trade with India, and they set up their colonies in the east. And in 1600 AD, they formed the British East India Company. They got permission from their government to establish their trade with India. In the beginning, the British traders tried to combine trade with diplomacy. They sent Captain Hawkins in 1608 AD and later Sir Thomas Roe in 1615 AD in the court of Jahangir to obtain trade concessions in India. Yes, so they started playing the trade with diplomacy, and they sent these Captain Hawkins and Thomas Roe in the courts of Jahangir concept to obtain trade concessions. Here means a grant of rights. A right is to be granted to them to have a trade, to establish the trade with India, to set up their colonies and to have trade with India. Sir Thomas Roe. Who was Sir Thomas Roe? He was the ambassador. Ambassador of whom? Of King James I of England. So this Sir Thomas Roe, he got the permission of trade from the Mughal Empire, and they set up factories in all the parts of the Mughal Empire. The Portuguese were very upset with the success of the British company. So Portuguese were also there. They have also established their colonies in Goa and the south side. So they were very unhappy. They were very unhappy because now the Britishers, they have also entered into India. They fought with each other. However, the British won and subsequently established their factories at Surat, Bharuch, Ahmedabad and Agra. So who was the winner? British, they were the winner, and they established their factories in these places. The British found favorable conditions in South India. So the British, they were found that it is very easy to set up their colonies in South India because it is due to the disintegration of the Vijayanagar kingdoms, because Vijayanagar kingdom was divided into small parts, so it became a very favorable environment. It was a very it was a very favorable environment for the Britishers to set up their colonies in South India. They established their first factory at Masolipatnam in 1611 AD. Where is Masolipatnam? In Andhra Pradesh. But they soon shifted the center to Madras, which now it is known as Chennai. Madras at that time was a small fishing village governed by a local Raja. The British built its first fort at Madras and named it at Fort St. George. So, for where they built the first fort here means Kila. Yes, so where they built first fort? In Madras. And what they named as Fort St. George. The fort was equipped with huge guns to ward off any attack. In fort, what was there? Weapons were there, guns were there. To ward off means to prevent it from any attack by other enemies. By and large, Madras became a big commercial city. By the end of 17th century, the East India Company claimed full sovereignty over Madras. Now, by the end of 17th century, what happened? Now, East India Company has the supreme power or authority over Madras. Now, Madras was in full control of Britishers. Bombay, now it is called as Mumbai, was acquired by the East India Company in 1688 AD from King Charles II of England. So, King Charles II was there. He was also a Britisher. But now this East India Company, they have obtained Mumbai back from King Charles II. Why? Because he married with the daughter of a king of Portugal, and Portugal, you know, they were these Portuguese and the Britishers. They were just the enemies. Yes, and got Bombay as a part of his dowry. Later, King Charles II gave Bombay to the East India Company. So, this Bombay, how he got to King Charles II, how he get Bombay? In a dowry. He got the Bombay. But afterwards, this King Charles II, he gave this Bombay, this Mumbai to the British East India Company. The East India Company established its factory at Hooghly. Hooghly, it is a river, na? In 1641 AD. Sutanti Govindpur Kalikata near the mouth of Ganga in 1690 AD. With the passage of time, a big town grew up around these villages, which was known as Calcutta, later now called Kolkata. So they established their factories near the villages of Calcutta. The East India Company carried on its trading activities peacefully at Calcutta for a number of years. So, for a number of years, they ruled on Calcutta through their companies. It paid rent to the Nawab of Bengal for Calcutta, and in return, what they do? They use Mumbai for the trading activities, and in return, they paid rent to the Nawab of Bengal and the Nawab of Carnatic for Madras. So this was how the British East India Company entered. Now we will study about Anglo-French Wars. The British East India Company and the French East India Company fought with each other for the trade rivalries. So this Anglo-French Wars means it is a war between the Britishers and the French for the trade. They too interfered in the political affairs of India. So in order to have a good trade with India, to set up their colonies more and more in India, this Anglo-French war was occurred, and it was between the Britishers and the French. Rivalries here means that it was a war on the same objective. What was the same objective of both the countries? To establish trade with India, to establish more and more colonies in India. Students, this Carnatic actually it is a region of South India, and it is lying between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. This Carnatic word, yes, it is a region where it is fought. So that is why it is called as Carnatic War. Carnatic War here means a region of South India lying between the Eastern Ghats and the Bay of Bengal. I will show you in the map after the video. So now we will study the political situation of India was very unstable. At that time, the Marathas, the Nizam of Hyderabad, the Nawab of Karnataka and the ruler of Mysore were the four main rival powers in South India. They were interested in hindering each other's power. So at that time when this war, when this companies they were entering into India or this war was going on, at that time the political situation of India was not very stable. It was unstable. Why? Because these people, they were not having unity among themselves. These four rival powers like Nizam of Hyderabad, Marathas, Karnataka, they were hindering each other's power. There were no unity among them. So if no unity, then it means that the political situation it is very unstable. During this period, the Mughal power was on the decline. There was a good chance for the British and the French to strengthen their position. So at that time also what happened, Mughal earlier there was the rule of the Mughals, but now slowly by the end of 18th century Mughal powers also declining. So it was a good chance for the Britishers as well as for the French to establish their colonies in India, to strengthen their position in India. The trade rivalries between the British and the French resulted in all three Carnatic wars. So in order to establish the trade with India, so this trade rivalries, it resulted into a war and that three Carnatic wars. First Carnatic War, which was fought from 1746 to 1748. The second Carnatic War, which was fought from 1749 to 1754. And the third was fought between 1756 to 1763. So now we will study first the first Carnatic War. The Austrian War of Succession started in Europe in 1746. The British and the French fought against each other in this war. So who fought? British and the French. The British supported Prussia and the French supported Austria. So Austria, it is located in Europe. Yes. Later on this war spread to India as well. So this war was first of all fought in Europe in 1746, and the British, they supported Prussia and French, they supported Austria, and later on what happened, this war it spread to India, and where it is fought? It is fought in Carnatic. Since the beginning, the French had the upper hand. The British always threatened Pondicherry, a settlement of the French, but failed to seize it. The French occupied Madras later. The British wanted help from Nawab of Karnataka, in whose territory Madras was there situated. So Britishers, they wanted a help in the war. From whom? The Nawab of Karnataka. The Nawab sent a group of 10,000 soldiers to help the Britishers to drive away the French. Under the leadership of Dupleix, what happened? The French defeated the Nawab soldiers, but these Nawab soldiers were defeated by French, and with a small force of 230 Europeans and 700 Indian soldiers. So this, when these Nawab soldiers were defeated by the French, so this shows the weakness of the Indian army, that Nawab of Carnatic not having the too much good army, Indian army. In 1748, the Austrian war ended. But what happened in 1748? The war, it came to an end. And Britain and France made peace in Europe. They signed a peace treaty, and now there was a peace between the Britain also and between the France also. In France, and they made a peace in Europe. The British restored Madras in India, and the British, Madras, it was restored in India. So students, today we have studied about the first Carnatic War. Now in the next tutorial, we will cover the second Carnatic War. the Third Carnatic War and the reasons that why Britishers they were the winners and why the French they were the French they failed in the war. So till then read the chapter very properly. Meet you in the next tutorial. Till then, a good day.